See that? Oh yeah. So not only is it good that I can reuse this, but it's really satisfying. Plastic stirrer sticks, it's the future.
Welcome back to another episode. Sadly, we are not an ASMR channel, but here's a little reminder of what Ben got up to last episode.
These are the little notches that I was telling you about. So that's going to have that nice wooden piece put on there that we're going to screw our bus bars on our cable runs to. That is going to be really helpful to have. I just put some tape so they don't slip. They haven't gone anywhere so far, so that's really good. Happy with that. Come over here. I've got the fiberglass panels that I've taken the peel ply off and I've cut those down. These are really good, nice and thick. So that's what I'm going to do to do the repair up here and, you know, in there somewhere in the old gallet. And then I've just finished doing this job as well. So we had that hatch that was poking underneath the gimbal oven. So I've just made a new hole, basically cut the bit out here and just glued that bit in there, and now the hatch will fit in there, which is really good. I did already check this, but I've got to be quick because there is thickened epoxy in there. Yeah, that fits really well. So once you've painted, you won't see any of this, so that's all good. I'll reinstate this side tomorrow, so there's a few more bits I need to do to that, so that's really good. And yeah. Yesterday I experimented with these stirry sticks. They're made of plastic and they're supposed to give like lots of air and get a really good mix when you're mixing resin. And the reason I wanted to get these, they're reusable. So I've got it now, it's still coated in the thickened epoxy that I did yesterday. So I'm just going to see if I can peel it off. See that? So not only is it good that I can reuse this, but it's really satisfying to take the oh yeah. Right, Jim, I think you need to put some grease on your door, mate. There you go. Clean and ready to go. I'll give that a little wipe with some acetone at some point, but otherwise, bargain. Big fan of that. Plastic stirrer sticks, it's the future. So yesterday I moved the hatch cover from the floor piece back. That is now set and the epoxy is cured really nicely. That is really tough. And we've got the blocks on the wall. I'm just going to check those now to make sure that they haven't slipped and that they are solid and whether we can start screwing things to them. Yep, that's cured really nicely. I will finish this. I need to put some little epoxy on the top here, and I will just put a little fillet around the edges here to sand it all back and just put a nice little tidy fillet around here just to make sure that that works really nice. Okay, alright, so I've just drawn a line, these lines basically so that when I offer the board up I can see where the centre of the blocks is going to be, so that I can, well, roughly put the screw right in the middle of the block. Lovely job. So you can get all our bus bars. Notice that was all the lighting cables, so just plug straight into there. That's good, and over the top of this we're just going to have a nice box.
Swiftly moving on to another project, the portside sofa.
When I built this I didn't quite finish it. There wasn't a support, even though it was super strong, there still wasn't a support, a beam kind of underneath the seat, so I'm going to put one of those in right now. We have a new bulkhead. Can't remember what I was going to say. Thirsty. So here we are, just aft of the nav table. This is going to be the main support for the nav table seat that faces forward, and then it's also going to be used for extending the pilot berth out to it as well. I've got this in, it's already contoured to the hull, and now I'm just going to cut it back. So I've got some lines I've drawn here. I've just got a bit of a straight line there, and I've got another one at seat height. Essentially it's going to be a bit of a mirror image to the bulkhead we've got just forward a bit here, the one that we cut down. So what we're going to do is have the main part of the nav table to stock on here. We're going to have some supports coming down here and the same on the other side, and we're just going to mount a big fascia on there with the drop down lid so that we can access all the electronics behind it. So on that drop down panel we're going to have our distribution panel for AC and DC. We're going to have a battery monitor and maybe a nav instrument of some kind. We've got the Raymarine instrument, so we can one display can display everything. We're going to cycle through, so we might have a little one down here and keep the chart plotter here and keep the chart plotter in the cockpit, or we might have it down here. We haven't decided yet, but there's plenty of room, lots of places for things to go, so we will put some of that in here. It's so hot, but look, I've nearly finished my full bottle of water. I'm about one of these behind where I should be, but come on. Credit where credit's due.
I need to deliver some SD cards that he left here. And his water bottle, because he doesn't drink enough.
Let's cut some wood. I want to fix something really quickly. It's been bugging me for a long time and it's only going to get more annoying, so let's do that now. Okay, don't use that last one, that was horrible. Now I'm working this area more. There has been a job that I've been meaning to do for a while that's been really bugging me, and that's just taking the corners off the nav table. They're just so sharp, and every time I walk past I just keep digging into my thigh. So I'm just going to round them off. It doesn't really matter how much I round them off because it's going to get a covering over the top anyway, but I just need to make my life easier and my leg less bloody. Here we go, nav area. So, board for electronical bits, and then we've got this little bulkhead in now as well. That's all ready to go. That'll be the seat here. We're going to put in another bulkhead here, like a little mini one, to close this seat. It's going to have a slight back on it to meet up with here. Oh, what's this? Oh, crumbs. So yeah, I kind of accidentally took this hose out, and then I just started digging the Seacock out. So apparently not going to rain before Wednesday, which means it'll probably rain tomorrow. So I've ordered all the bits I need, and I'll get a new, hopefully by tomorrow or Friday, I'll get a new Seacock fitted and then get this hose reinstated so that we don't have to worry about drainage. It was just in the way, and then I couldn't really take it off, so I just had to cut it off in the end. So fingers crossed it doesn't rain before I can get that in, otherwise we're going to get a very wet boat. But yeah, I think this looks really good. I'm really happy with it. We can adjust sizes. As you can see, I've just kind of rounded off these edges as well. I kept knocking into them. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. It's a good little angle. Coming in down here now, boat's a mess obviously. Hopefully tomorrow I can finish off. I'll just get this, finish this kind of seating area here. And then that should be quite good. Then we can test this seat. You can obviously, I'll just line this up here. Obviously, if this is a bit close, we can cut a little bit off here if we want to. But it's kind of the same as we've got that side. So you can just kind of slot in like that and sit down. Yeah, it's difficult with that seat, but that's kind of the gist of it. You know how to sit on a seat, so it seems silly. That's now got an extra support in it there as well. So that's good. So I can start putting this all back together. So I've cut this down, which you won't really tell until the oven's done. So I've taken a massive chunk off the top of here. I've rounded this, and I've also rounded this one. Again, just to stop having these sharp corners everywhere. Been attempting to remove this stuffing box for so long, I kind of came to the conclusion that I was just going to keep it in the end, just going to re-fiberglass it and make it work, even though it's not ideal for what I want it for. And then I was just down there and I stood on it and I've snapped it and broke it. So I'm going to have to completely remove it now, and since I can't get to the fiberglass underneath it, I'm just going to have to start taking the grinder to it. It's very nerve-wracking, but I'm just going to give it a go and see where we come to. Wish me luck. Okay, I've done enough grinding for one day. My back hurts, my arms are fizzing, so I need to stop with that type of power tool and move on to another. So what I'm going to do is move on to cutting some hatches into the sofa. We've got the sofa backs and we've got the sofa seats that we want to be able to access at all times to store stuff. So I'm going to start cutting them out. I'm going to do exactly the same as what I did with the hatches on the floor. I'm going to cut the square out and then mount some backing behind the back piece so that the bits that I cut out will just sit in there. I'll put them on a hinge, put a little hole in it, and then we've got some nice little hatches. They probably won't lock, we probably won't need to lock, we'll see how we get on. If it ends up we do need locking, then we'll put some on, but for now we think the cushions are going to be velcroed over the top of them. We think that's going to be enough to keep them in under passage. Again, it'll be an easy thing to add on to if we need to when we get there. So, I'm going to start cutting.
And we'll carry on with hatches and more DIY projects in our next episode, which will land in 2 weeks' time. And if you never want to miss an update, please hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. Alternatively, if you want to help support even more, you can head over to Buy Me a Coffee. Thanks for watching.